Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go to the clinic tomorrow instead. What's wrong? It's, I found like this rash in my boob, and it's pretty dark red. It started off like looking like a pimple, and it was light, and then it came dark. And yes, I had a mammogram in May, and
Hi, Shaylee.
I got a message saying no cancer.
It's
So,
raining out here, and it's like 9:13
and I had an issue last night with constipation. So
At the library. I think that's
I feel like I gotta
have it,
poop
so
soon. So I'm gonna go
save your seat
tomorrow.
At the library. I know early, but you know, the last time I was at the library with that kids.
Brothers do science, so your dad. I'll rock the broken vase. Can I get some plastic to add? Here we go. Not plastic, and now we're up 160 pounds. That was a because I don't like that. You like math. All right, let's give a big round of applause for math. Yes. Anybody know why I was bad at math? Yes. Yeah, so when you alternate it like that, you go really fast. Excellent. All right, make a nice straight line. I got one for you, buddy, over on the end. Make a nice straight line. I'm going to put you on the end, actually, right over here. There we go. And last but not least, we have, everybody needs one of these. It is a cowbell. That's for you, my friend. Okay? Okay. Very good. All right, now let's see if my band can follow instructions. Everyone hold them real quiet. When I say the word play, you're going to play them. When I say rest, we're going to hold them absolutely quiet. Think they can do it? Just listen carefully. Play. And rest. And play. And rest. We'll get you up on another one, okay? Thanks. And play.
Hey, dude. Song if you song, I pick a donkey. If you can't make a donkey noise, you say honk, and then coming out
Okay.
honk.
I should call on you for that one, huh? Thanks for coming. What's your name?
Nora.
Nora. Okay.
I'm gonna share my video.
That's fine, yeah.
I got permission, no copyright.
All right. Thank you so much. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Copyright, okay. That's what I have. Okay, YouTube. That's what I'm gonna post. didn't work out, you guys. So she says I just got a toe thing and I have trust issues with her. And you know, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm gonna be okay now.
Yep, I'm heading out and I'm gonna catch the bus by the cafe behind it because I really did not feel like going all the way through town to, you know, maybe I should wear my hat, I don't know. Well, it depends. Wait, my hat in here. Yeah, it's in here. I'll grab it later. But, yeah. So, I'm gonna go to the chiropractor, so, yeah. No more hyperlapse for a while. For about an hour or so. Oh, it's warm out here. So, yep. Wait, did I gotta double check something here. When I get back, I'm gonna have the pork mac and cheese. So again, no hyperlapse. Okay? No game playing because Dad says when I get over my data limit, it's $10 per limit on the data limit thing. So, all right.
Fantastic. Amazing. Impressive. Amazing.
What's your sage? So couldn't tell ya, but I'm sure.
I gotta take them out of sleeping.
Oh, they're nice socks.
Thank you.
Which
They have aloe vera, I think, in the fibers, so it's supposed to be good for like gut pain and whatnot.
I should start wearing my compression socks again. I keep forgetting. I mean, wouldn't you be pissed off if somebody talked to you that way? Wow.
Would not be happy, no.
Thank you, Andrew.
This plan was exactly singing. Me? Hey, I was thinking about Cordelia. Hey.
Oh,
Oh. Sorry.
wanted to clean up. Connor and I not exactly staying in the laundry room.
How was it?
He's a mess. There's a lot of things. It helps having you there.
That's sweet. We're almost ready. I'll pass
So, you're perfectly okay with just wandering into my room and being tried. That means you're right in my area harassment.
Respiratory functions returning. The swelling seems to be decreasing. Just stingers out. Just be careful. Just squeeze out a little bit. Now let's see what you do with your eyes.
Guess you can have your ribbon back. Yeah, but you got saved by her. You were right. Girls in this boat would be heroes too.
Your boobies need washing again tonight?
I don't know.
Make the space you're living in finally feel like home. Bring more warmth and personality to your entire home. Put everything and give each room the finishing touch that makes it yours. Home is what you make it.
How's that feel? Pretty damn good. Yeah. Well, the school says this is gonna last 3 hours.
Wait, you calling for a ride home?
And miss this milestone? Hell no. I'm ordering takeout. How you feel about them son?
Everything they and Darius have been through, I don't mind waiting for dinner, but how much longer?
I think they're almost done.
How are you feeling about all this?
Seeing my daughter safe and happy, it's a dream come true.
There is nothing quite like being young and in love.
Or just in love.
I'm gonna tell you, you're a 9 and an 8, so you actually have a very, very old soul, like extremely
98.
old. You've had a lot of life lessons in this life, a lot of painful life lessons, especially
yes.
family. Do you understand? And I feel very. Do you look like your mother?
Yes.
Now, is there a Debbie or something? Do you know somebody named Debbie?
I'm not sure.
What's mom's name?
Mary.
Oh, does she have a sister that's gone too?
Yeah, she does.
And her sister left after her?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's coming in with your mother. And your mother talks about the chest area. I don't know if she had heart conditions.
Yeah, she has COPD.
Yeah, something with her lungs. So she's coming in and she's talking about how, well, first of all, she misses you terribly. Has it been about 5 years?
Yeah, she died in 21.
Yeah, so she says coming
so
up.
he's
So
talking about the cat. And your dad would have the cat over there safely with him.
Okay.
So, Patty Mac, how can we tell people to find you when they want their private reading?
So I always say, don't call me, because I'll watch my phone ring. You can Facebook me, message me, you can text me. My number's on my website, and it's, what's my website? PattyMacMedium.ca.
PattyMacMedium.ca.
So, yeah, if they send me a message, and then I usually text them back. And, and then I just, I book them in. And everything is online. Unless I'm doing a party, I do not go to people's houses. I don't have people in my house because I have a 11-year-old who sees the spirits too.
Oh.
So yeah, I like to train her on my terms, not on everybody else's terms.
That's I've switched to only doing them on the phone.
We preview some of the action. Looks like we got 500 horsepower warmed up tight. Not one, not two, 3, 4, 5. That's how
Hi.
we do it.
So, I'm posting this in Bros Afterlife group. I want to let you know my little short story about an experience I had with a psychic. Just to help you out in case you're thinking, oh my God, kind of like I had done. Oh, sorry. That just hit me. I'm yawning. What the heck? Almost bedtime, I guess. Sorry. Distraction. But yeah. Anyway. So this took place on September 13th, 2000. I know that for a fact because I kept it in a diary and everything. And the thing though is with me now, my grandpa, my mom's daddy, he died in 1998 of a sudden heart attack, and I was so heartbroken. He had a soul like this guy. He acted like this guy and everything. He loved hugs and everything, and he was just a goofball. And I still love him and think of him as Olaf, so this is why I love Olaf so much. So, when he died, when I heard that he died, I was like thinking, oh no, my hugging buddy will never hug me again. Oh no. And I was like crying and crying and crying for 5 hours non-stop. I was like so upset. And anyway, so when I got a hold of a psychic on September 13th, 2000, she said, he is sorry for leaving all of you, my family that is. He loves all of you, my family. And if he didn't die of a heart attack, he'd be dying of cancer. Now this thought kept me up all night with this, what she said. But then at that moment when she said he'll be dying from cancer right now, you know, if he didn't die when he did of a heart attack, you know, think of it this way. Would you want to watch your family member rot away from cancer and suffer really slow or die really quick? That's what I want to ask you. And sorry if this is a touchy subject. It's just if you're wondering that, you know, why did a loved one pass away so fast, you know, just think, you know, they could have died solely from cancer and or whatever else, and you wouldn't want to watch them die solely of cancer, do you? You know what I mean? And that too, when I was like laying in bed a few times, I was like thinking, okay, what if in a parallel universe he did die of cancer and my mom died of a heart attack? You know, it's like, you know, I got to know my grandfather a lot more from cancer and stuff like that, but I didn't like watching him die of cancer. And then my mom dies from a heart attack in a parallel universe. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So maybe stuff is so different than it is in this universe versus a parallel universe, you know? So maybe something did happen differently. Who knows? But, you know, I believe he's with me. The snowman guy is with me. My grandpa. and I feel my mom around me too. I visited a psychic in 2015, and she was done with reading me and stuff, and before I left, she goes, you know, Nora, your mom visits you every other day. And I told her, yeah, I know. I sense her around me. You know, it's just weird. It's like if you close your eyes, it's like, you know, it's like you can sense some, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, okay, it's like really weird. It's like I went to Bolock Hotel, I think that's the name of it, in Wyoming or wherever that is. And in 1993 or 4 or something. And, you know, I sense a guy. We were like touring the little hotel thing. We were touring it, and the tourist was in a room talking, and I wasn't paying any attention to them. because I was like looking at the doorway, and I sensed like a male presence looking in, as though he's like thinking, what the fuck are you doing here? Get out, you know, what are you doing here? You know, I sensed that, you know. So it's like really weird. I sense weird things like that, you know. Maybe when people are autistic like me, I'm kind of like psychic, but not really, you know. I had some experiences, but yeah, that's all I can say about my paranormal thing. But then again, if you are wondering, oh, why did this person die so fast? And, you know, maybe you just didn't want to watch them die from cancer. You know what I mean? Maybe you did not want to see that happen. That's probably why God pulled your loved one out of this world so fast, you know. If they did die of a heart attack and suddenly like that, or a brain aneurysm and whatnot, you know, maybe God didn't want you to watch them die slowly. Like how I watched my mom die slowly of cancer. That was hard. That was really hard. So I just wanted to give you my 2 cents. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Sorry if I'm rambling on. If I have anything else to say later, I will, you know. So, and one more thing, before I forget, yeah, I do have one more thing to share with you. I heard people ask others, like I heard on Montel Williams, people ask people who are psychic and stuff like that, why am I not dreaming about my loved one that passed away? And the psychic said it's because you're grieving too much for them. It's too soon for them to come into your dreams. You see what I mean? So it took me a year or so to dream about my grandfather. So you'll just have to wait, and you know, the first year without them was hard. Like, my mom and I went to the soup suppers, and I'm like, oh God, this sucks. My first soup supper without my mom. And the last time I saw my grandfather was on Thanksgiving of 1997. And that Thanksgiving after, you know, the next Thanksgiving, we were mentioning him, and it was so hard. And every Thanksgiving I think, oh, that's the last time I saw him. You know? So, just think, one more day you live, one more day each day, and you're closer to Jesus, you know? You're close, when you're living one more day, you're a day older, and you're like a day closer to Jesus, and time will come to you when it comes to you when you're gone and dead, and you'll be with your loved one again. You know what I mean? So, God, I hope that makes sense. And I hope you know what I'm talking about. I should get to bed. I have to wake up early tomorrow. All right. Yeah, so he approved that post right there. I wanted to share my thoughts, you know. I was going to share it on his live chat, but I didn't want to take up his time, you know what I mean? Plus, you know, I was excited to be on his video again and everything. But yeah, as I was saying, I better get going off the bed here, but I should take a shower real quick before it really storms here. I need to charge up my phone. No, not right now. Whatever. So, I guess I'll put you right over here just for the time being, just for old time's sake. And so, I'm gonna wash up real quick before it really comes pouring down. And man, I'm almost tempted to get $25 out of my bank just to run and get my hair cut. It's like really annoying. This, you know what I mean? You know what I freaking mean? Dear Lord, my God. So 1,400 lives, she said, I lived through. Oh my God. And she said, too, I gotta pay attention to my dreams. That was fast. I had to get cleaned up again because it was starting to smell, and my hair on my head was like icky from the humidity and crap. I didn't want to call into clean bedding and ruin the clean bedding smell. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's gonna rain. Really, really good. This evening. Probably, I think I heard hail or whatever, maybe too. I don't know. So, if you hear banging noise on my window, and if you can't really see out there, because it's raining too hard, that's the reason why. I hope we don't get a tornado watch or warning or whatever. So can't believe it, 1,400 lives. Now, here's another thing. I was like listening to Liz Cross last night about past lives, and one of the questions someone asked was, why don't we remember our previous life? And she said something like, it's because we were born with a different personality, you know, something like that, she said. And, you know, we have to have like we have to follow a contract that we were given to before we were born, you know, and not focus on the past too much. So, you know, yeah. She said something about animals too, you know, like, for example, Patty dying the way she did, and animals dying, having a short life, like only for 10 years, some lived to be 5 for our cats, you know. And she said, that's because they've done their job. They had done what they needed to do here on Earth. That's why animals live short lives than we do, like 5, 10, 15 years, you know, and we live to 100, you know. But, you know, with my next cat, I'm going to talk to him or her and say, you know, if someone close to you or I die, please don't die the same year. Wait a little bit longer, okay, kitty? Just wait. Because, you know, she should have waited a little bit, like a year or two. Patty should have done that. I know, I understood that she missed her Granny Karen, you know. But that wasn't fair for me to have such a terrible bad year, you know what I mean? 2010 really did suck. You know, but lesson learned. It's like what that psychic said earlier today, friends come and go, and like I heard too, it's like a big I told you so. Like God is saying it won't last long, and then when she said, or I'll give you a restraining order if you don't stop texting me and calling me, that's God saying I told you so. It's not worth it, or it wasn't meant to be a long relationship. But yeah, I'm looking for a long friendship relationship, you know, like I kept saying earlier. If I feel like you're a Suzanne, if I feel like you're a Melanie, if I feel like you're a Kim, you know, like him running late, and if I'm afraid to talk to you about it, then our friendship will be ending. Because I don't need drama like that, you know? I just don't want it. I just don't need it. It's like dramatic and a big hassle and everything. And when I want a long-term friendship, I want like till death, you know, till we all both die, or you know. Or if I have a group of friends, we all die. You know, not all together, but you know what I mean. But you know, like, even when we are dead, we can be friends in heaven too, you know. Maybe we'll meet in the next life too. Who knows? Maybe I was part of an Egyptian clan, and I had friends who had met me in this life be there too. Who knows? I freaking don't know. I'm thinking like maybe I had Shaylee in a past life, you know, and she was like probably a pheasant, and I snuck her food so she wouldn't starve or something. You know what I mean? That's my guess. You know, maybe I was that kind-hearted kind of person, like how I am now. You know, I would do anything for anyone. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. If you're mean to me, I'd be like, fuck you, you know. Okay? And I was like listening to this lady on a podcast. It was posted 2 weeks ago. And she said she went up to her dad and she says, this person really hurt me and stuff like that. And he goes, what did you do? And I'm like, she's like, I did not say or do anything. And he said, you should have said, fuck you. You gotta stand up to yourself and say, fuck you. You just gotta say it. And I'm gonna take that advice. I don't care if that sounds cruel and nasty, but I will say, fuck you. If you're mean to me, if you're rude or disrespectful to me, I'll say, fuck you. Because I'm not gonna take people's bullshit. You know? I'm kind-hearted, like I said. But if you're gonna be rude and disrespectful to me, back off. You know? Okay, so Bingo Blitz is on the way. So
Sugar Crush.
Yeah, I was almost forgetting to play those other few games. Oh, shit. One more of that other word game. I had to put medicine on this dry area. I don't know if it's forming a canker sore or what, so I just put a medication on that area right there. So that's what the greasiness is on that lip. So, I'm gonna play my games and go to bed. So, Mommy, I love you, love you, love you. Hug and kiss my baby kitty. She's always baby to me. Always, 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 always. So, see, where's the young little itty bitty small kitten? Just fucking damn it, I love her so much. I know you don't like me swearing. Damn it, damn it, damn it, I love her. And no scaring our boyfriends, Piglet and Eeyore, and me. Won't scare me either.
G57, I-29, N43, O65, G46, N4, round over.
Oh shit, you know guys, I'm forgetting to put eye drops in my eyes. And yes, that's Hidden City. I forgot to play that. So I played that real quick. So I'm going to put eye drops in my eyes, find a narration, and you know the rules there. If I'm asleep, I'm asleep. So good night now, the end of this video now. Alrighty? Okay.
Later, the child they adopted would be dead.
There's monsters here in human form. They abuse our trust. Swallows hold them regurgitated ashes to feed their lust.
Hello, my name is Holly. Welcome to the Murder She Shed, the place we discuss rarely told true crime right from my she shed. You also may hear a little thunder occasionally. It's raining today. It is Oklahoma. There could be a tornado any minute. I may have to run to the shelter. You never know. But hey, bring excitement into your life. So hang out with me right here in my Murder She Shed, usually at least once weekly. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because a nerdy girl can sometimes get lost in this big YouTube world, and I often do. So help a girl out. And by girl, I mean me. Thank you.
To finally open the salon I dreamed of and leave behind the dark corners of my life. So I said yes. The casting was straightforward, or so it seemed. I sat in a sterile room, wires strapped to my arms, the cold polygraph machine humming softly beside me. The questions ranged from mundane to slightly invasive.
Do you like your appearance? Have you ever lied to get out of trouble? Would you take $250 from a stranger if they dropped it?
I told the truth, and the machine validated me. The producer nodded approvingly after each response.
You're a natural,
he said, flashing a toothy smile that didn't reach his eyes. I should have noticed the smirk behind the camera lens when they told me I was selected. The condition: my boyfriend Brian had to come on the show as a guest. The day of the taping, Brian and I arrived at the brightly lit studio. The set was extravagant, pulsating spot.
061. B3. I-20. I-18. 067. Round over.
And inside the bag, the decomposing body of a newborn infant. Panic surged. He called 911.
Pleasant Grove Police.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Can I have an officer come to this address?
And your name?
My name's Darren West. I just found something in my garage. I think it's a miscarriage.
Can you be more specific? What do you mean by a miscarriage you found?
I have no idea. Just please send an officer up here.
It sounds like you may need medical.
It's been wrapped up in a plastic bag and it stinks.
Okay, what is it?
It's a little baby.
When Pleasant Grove police arrived at the home, they met Darren West, the estranged husband of Megan Huntsman. He had been recently released from federal prison on meth-related charges and returned to the family home to clean up and reclaim parts of his past.
Who lives here?
Us three.
1, 2, 3.
Double house,
evolved
basement,
to meet the needs of today's advanced vehicles. You know how a few changes on your website can somehow take weeks to ship? With Framer, that's over. Because while your site lives here, it also lives here, giving designers and marketers the freedom to update and publish all on their own, while your developers focus on the big stuff. With a powerful CMS, a growing universe of plugins, and your whole team unblocked, you're not just building a website, you're building momentum. Ship faster, build smarter with Framer.
Good shoot. As of the date of this recording in May of 2025, there have been no new updates to where David Witten's case stands. A search of the Benton County Jail's inmate roster shows no results for David Witten, which means that he's likely still out on bail awaiting trial. As with all cases that have yet to be prosecuted, David is considered